How's it going, Nomads? This is your one-stop channel for all things LEGO Customs. Today, we're diving into the world of Star Wars with AV Figures decals, and we're creating the legendary Hawkbat clones. We're going to make a specialist with the 2005 Classic Clone Helmet. Go ahead and grab your cup of water and some tools like tweezers and your makeup sponge, and we can start. I do use micro saw and micro set in the video. These are decal solutions that will make the decal easier and better when the minifigure is all done. Let's start with the helmet. The 2005 version has a distinct design and open visor. We're going to replicate that using decals. And we're going to cut the visor out of the decal before we start, but to make sure the quality of the minifig just matches that much better. Let's start with the mouth. Go ahead and soak the decal in water, and we can place it down on the helmet and poke it into the spot we need. But I'm also going to use some micro sole and brush it onto the mouth. It will soften the decal and wrap just a little smoother. That's why I like micro sole. It allows the decal to be soft enough to fold around the edges and not fight back against you. Watch closely as I apply the decal. We're making clones, not rejects. So go slow, be gentle, and smooth out any air bubbles with your makeup sponge for a perfect finish. And we'll repeat this process for the rest of the decal. But don't worry if you mess up after you've pressed on the decal. You can take your tweezers and gently push it, and just press it back on with the sponge. Try not to break the decal while you're trying to place it on. As we move forward, we need to double check the helmet to make sure the rest of the helmet is like a mirror image. But you already know that from my previous videos. For the people that are new, we want this helmet to be perfect, so we want to check the helmet by spinning it and checking the face, making sure every part of the helmet is right. As we move forward, we want to try and put the cheeks on the little crevices of the helmet from the cheek. We want to try and place the gray right on top of that. But once you've done that, you can go ahead and press on the makeup sponge again and try and push out any air bubbles and excess water. As far as the strips on the side of the helmet, we want to try and line that up with the earpieces. We want to make them as nice as possible, making sure they are in the right direction. If you're enjoying the video, drop a comment and subscribe to the channel, and join the amazing family of Nomads. Stay up to date with all our awesome decals and builds, and don't miss out on our amazing Fallout mock coming up here soon. But let's go ahead and get back into decaling our classic LEGO clone. We're going to need the black forehead band to line up with the lip of the clone's helmet here on the forehead. But we want to make sure that they are to what we see in the Clone Wars shows and see in the movies. And we will want to grab our tweezers or a pick to softly press the edges of the decal down and push the decal around the lip of the helmet to give you a better bond to the helmet and look 10 times smoother, but feel perfect. And now, for a little bit of fun. I've got the Jessie forehead Republic symbol from my scrap bits, and I want to try and make a unique Hawkbat clone specialist, so let's have some fun with this and add this onto the helmet. You want to make sure the forehead piece is cut as close as you can get it. The decal could hook or snag on the comm link on top of the helmet, and it will mess up the forehead, making one side shorter, closer than the other, or cause the decal to peel or crack over time. As we lay on the decal, we want the Republic symbol to be in line with the black forehead band, having every bit of the bottom edge as smooth as we can get it to that black line, just for that cleaner look of the helmet. You can stop here and skip ahead if you're wanting an official LEGO look with the extra Republic symbol, but I'm going to go ahead and keep on going and attach the AV4 wrap around the helmet, boosting the level of detail, and closely resembling what we had back in 2005. The same with band on the back of the helmet. We want to press the gray down into the helmet's grooves and be pushed in and push on the makeup sponge and push out all the air bubbles to really stand out and look printed on as the result. If you don't know the story of the Hawkbat clones, they are seen in the early 2000s Star Wars cartoon alongside Fordo. It's an extension of the main movies to try and bridge the timeline of the Clone Wars before what we know as the Clone Wars cartoon. But we see the Hawkbat standing on top of a raining mountaintop wearing these ponchos and mud-covered boots, just blasting off into the distance with the troopers marching off forward to the front. I've always loved this scene, and I wanted to try and have a Hawkbat as a kid. And now I can actually try and make one here in 2024, and even try and make it a specialist. Something that we never saw through the cartoon or even comics, I think. But this is something that is just astounding to me, because now I can finally make this and share it with you. And don't be afraid to add your own twist and designs, so I think you should go out and try and make one yourself. That's what I'm trying to also show to you, is it is okay to make your own and have your own ideas put into it and have something unique come out of it. That's what I'm doing here, and that's what I hope I encourage you to do, the way you want to see a clone look. I just think it'd be really cool to see some of your guys' ideas. It'll make the decal much more fun in the end. I even would love to hear your ideas in the comments and talk to you about it. And I wanted to take a second and say I've got big plans for 2024. I have build ideas and mocks in mind, but let's get back into the rest of the video. You wanted to see how to decal a Hawkbat clone, and let's finish him up, making him perfect. As we move on to the legs, they're a little bit more straightforward. Take the sponge and press down onto the feet once I have them lined up, and then take a pick and poke the decal just down smoothly into the crevice. That way the black line will line up with the foot itself. And then I can go in with the sponge and start pressing the rest of the decal down. And I'll even go as far as using the pick to smooth out any edges. That way it doesn't crack or peel whenever it's moving along the hips. This will be one of the more important parts of this figure, because they are notorious for having the muddy boots, and it'll just make the results that much better if we go through and take our time with the legs. When I apply my legs, I don't use the full AV Figures wrap here. I like to have a more official look, so I only do two sides of the Lego leg. I actually cut the top half of one of the decals too, to try and actually make a smoother look. As we do the arms, I make my customs with the AV Figures full wrap piece, cutting the black edge off the decal, leaving this black line over the shoulder pad. And I think this is a nicer look for what I want. So we're going to go ahead and apply this instead of the shoulder piece they gave us, and save that one for another day. While we are applying the decal on, it does take a little bit more patience and effort to try and get the decal right and exactly how you want it. So go slow, be gentle, and take your time on the arms. They will give more of a fight, but if you take the time to actually get it to apply, you will get just how you want it. But now that we have our full decaled clone, now we're going to go off and finish up this figure and spray it with some UV Rust-Oleum protection spray to make the protection and scratch resistance that we want and make sure the decal stays on for a long time. And here's the full finished product. I did go ahead and sprayed my figures already, so that way you could see the results right now. I think this is a perfect addition to my clone army, and I'm definitely going to be making a lot more of these Hawkbat clones. I need some grunts to go alongside my officer now. Let's go ahead and grab him a rifle and give him a pair of micro binoculars. That way this officer looks official. We'll go ahead and grab the other Phase 1 clones we've made on the channel. I think seeing the Hawkbat clone alongside Fordo and my Heavy, it makes me imagine they are on a mud-covered planet. Not every clone has to have mud on their boots. Just a few will make that little idea and playability that needed. And I can't wait to start making mocks and dioramas with them. Because now I'm imagining a mud-covered planet, and the clones are storming through, and one of them fell into a deep mud hole. Neat. But there you have it, Nomads. Your very own Hawkbat clone specialist with a 2005 classic helmet. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join the Nomads. We're all about creativity and making your own thing with what you have. And see more LEGO builds and decal videos also to come in the future. Stay building, LEGO fans.